ought to be pretty good. I don't know enough about these now. All I know it's a red cow. That's all I know. So, alright. I'm gonna come up here. Paul. Checking something out up here. Alright, gotta fill you in a little bit. Carly come in first on her first round, and I thought she was going to come back like a few hours later. And as it turned out, she came back like 20 minutes later. When I was out walking but she stayed through the second round. She won the first round, not the second round. And so she still did okay. She did pretty good. But she didn't get into the big money. And this is a different, this is Crawford's. Over there's the Red Angus. That's where Charlie's at. He will be out after this group right here. We got some Black Angus over there. They're finishing up on.
Obviously, a really competitive Hereford show, and that's what I would have expected
explaining this right
as
here.
well. And it's been that way every time I've had a chance to come down here. Now,
better find out where everybody's at.
It's kind of all over in my mind what makes sense for sure. The heifer calf does so many things so well. She's incredibly attractive in the front part of her skeleton, through her head.
Smarty pants.
Okay, and we talked about that.
What did you call me earlier?
Oh, I said video dude.
Video dude? Okay.
Her skeleton's really good. You come down into, I think, is about as good a body shape as you could get for a April heifer calf. I mean, I see the right maturity, I see the right condition of this female, I see the right body shape. I think the question about this one is her size. And, you know, as you can look here, I think I've got a heifer calf that's a little big at this point in time. I've got a fall that's a little small, perhaps, and that's why we're almost fairly even across these three divisions. But they're high quality cattle, starting with this calf. The one that comes out of our second division, you know, I fell in love with her boldness and dimension from end to end. Big top. She's got as much width and dimension when you look at her from behind as any of them we've seen today. She certainly gets a little more refined down low. And then as she comes out here this time, she's sound enough and takes a long step, but she's got that extra little click in her pasture when she comes around here almost every time as she's setting it down. And so that's another thing in a person's decision criteria. This beast here it is just pretty amazing. It'd be fun to see, and I appreciate how you show these heifers, so don't hear what I'm not saying. It'd be interesting to see this one fit, to be able to take all those elements and bring this together, but at the same time, love to see it presented in a fresh and natural way. She's a female, as I talked about, incredibly long-bodied and long-necked and really long out through her hip. One that I think opens up with a decent amount of spread right behind her shoulder and brings that back through her skeleton quite appropriately. And I think handles herself well. She's been able to keep fresh enough that kind of that right before her shoulder, that forechest or sternum area has stayed tucked up in there quite fine. And I think her balance down low is pretty consistent. That white kind of wants to trick you and say that she open up enough right behind her shoulder. If you get out here on the 3/4 view, that's where you can really appreciate this female, because she does come in to a very bold, I would say, like cow-looking, production-looking kind of a feel and a look at the 3/4 view. She gets out and moves really well. And again, as we talked about this, what we're going to end up with another design there. We don't know for sure. I just know those are good heifers like that are good cattle in any breed. And so I'm going to take a look again. I think it's a tough decision, but high quality young people, high quality cattle. Let's give them all a round of applause. I'll find you a champion female.
As Mark gets ready to select that champion, we want to thank our friends again and sponsors, Mr. John Griffin and representing the Texas Farm Bureau. Senior champion female, Kinley Guidry out of Royal FFA. Moving into contention, Weston Zed Murphy from Hamilton County. And our reserve champion, Cole Burford, goes to Camden Chris from Valley View FFA. Congratulations to all of our red polled exhibitors.
First 20 pictures is champion.
Excuse me, Cole
Second
Burford
20
exhibitors.
pictures is reserve champion.
Kim.
How do you know how long I've been training? Right there. Who's that right there? Granny about to do this. Give him the give him the water. Right. What's your name? You have a name? Sorry. Tim? My name's Tim.
I did stay there. Yeah, I was a popcorn.
Granny, go back to the popcorn. There's the popcorn. Somebody done
Wait, buddy. Go like that.
I got more candy and more food. More junk food. Alright, here they come. We'll be walking through. We'll have a hat on.
Oh, like.
I know that.
You have to ask them.
Alright, here comes Junior right here. Right here in the hat. Pretty easy to pick out. He's the only one wearing a hat. Same judge right here. Yeah, right there's the judge.
Another challenging class is some give and take and trade-off as we work through here. The young lady I'm going to start out with, the ear heifer's just really one of the longer, more extended mane heifers in the group. From nose to tail, I think she's good in the way she comes in down out of her top line, in her forerib and her flank. She does like the coolest fronted one you've ever seen, probably not, but I think just good enough and good cattle. Nice place to start off with. Heifer in second, fighting the halter here a little bit. I think a heifer, as you study her, just gets a little played out from hooks to pins and down to the ground, just like to whiten her up just just a bit. She gets her parked and she can put her together. A nice balance, has some body and full rib shape to her as well. Heifer that comes in third, really attractive to her front 1/3, has some forerib, plays out as we go back into a rear ribbon flank and out from hooks to pins. It's like to power up her rear 1/3. Heifer here, balance is nice. As I study her, she starts to give away there from hooks back and down to the ground, wants to hawk in and kind of duck underneath herself and just open her up all the way through. Heifer that comes in next in line, and just a little more restricted how she hits the ground off those rear 2 legs, digs and plants into the ground, not being easy to show today, and I think that hinders her ability to certainly get out and show you herself as she travels. Got a multi-year bay heifer coming in next, just kind of gets a little cleaner in her overall general makeup.
Feeling okay? I can't remember last time I saw you at couch.
Just gives up a little bit in terms of performance and pounds and performance out here.
Just watching.
Just need a little more mass to her. We get at this next baldy heifer here. Nice in her parts and pieces, just a little quicker in her kind. The heifer that comes next, just a little frailer in her overall makeup as she saddles into a rear ribbon flank, but extremely long and put together well. Heifer the red heifer here, stout, featured heifer, wants to crank her tail head up, maybe be a little more rigid, restricted in her movement. Then we get in here to another heifer, certainly one a little tighter in her type of kind in her body and the way she blends together. Then we got just a tighter structure, tighter body heifer to wrap it up, but really an outstanding set of kids. Let's give them a nice round of applause.
Cody, thank you so much. Our results for class number 3 were as follows. In 12th place is entry number 1437, Mackenzie McCullough, Austin County 4-H. 11th place is entry number 1473, Elizabeth Milton, Miller Grove FFA. 10th place is entry number 846, Carson Greenway, Wolf City FFA. 9th place is entry 2452, Hallie Wybro, Belleville FFA. 8th place is entry number 2260, Georgia Vance, Garrison FFA. And in 7th place is entry 994, Abby Hester Henderson, Academy FFA, Little River. 6th place is entry number 2178, Mackenzie Taylor, Chapel Hill FFA, Mount Pleasant. And 5th place is entry number 1122, Jerry Johnson, Lamar County 4-H. 4th place goes to entry number 155, Cohen Bell, Sulphur Springs FFA. And 3rd place is entry number 2084, Abigail Spivey, Eustis FFA. 2nd place is entry 2072, Addison Soapchop from Hardin FFA. And in 1st place, entry number 2214, Claire Todd, Needville FFA. Congratulations, exhibitors. Come to the ring now, class 4.
If you are just joining our Red Angus show today, our judges, Mr. Mark Core from Pleasantville, Iowa, has a Bachelor of Science degree in ag from Iowa State University. Mark, his wife, Dad, who joined us earlier to judge part of our junior show, have with their daughters Bailey and Kennedy and son-in-law Jared, collectively operate one and four multi-brand cow-calf operation focused on creating a positive experience in the youth show heifer industry. They focus on Angus, Charolais, Maine, Chianina, Simmental, and Hereford. Mark serves as the Executive Vice President and Chief Marketing Officer for Vermeer Corporation in Pella, Iowa. He has judged Houston, Fort Worth, Louisville, Royal, Denver, San Antonio, Austin, San Angelo, and numerous national junior shows and state fairs. Let's give him a round of applause as he evaluates this first class of Red Angus heifer.
Nice class of heifers out here that we start off with. The Baldy heifer we're going to use, I think, certainly has the type and kind that we've been selecting all day. Balances up well, good showman out here, putting her together, comes back and has some center rib and some width, depends. I think a nice place to start off. Heifer in second, starting to push a little chest down there, maybe throws her out of balance just a touch, wants to set her tail head up just a little higher. But I think still the good kind of cattle that we've been picking, the kind that finds her way up in the top of class. I mean, body and balance there. Heifer coming next. It's a little straighter up front. Wants to bring her tail head up just a touch. Like to set that in her, but still love her stoutness and rib. This heifer wants to get underneath herself a little bit on her hind too. You can see her, she traveled. You just see her strength, step down a little more strength and stability on that hop to ground. Then we get in here to the next heifer. A little tighter center body heifer wants to crank her tail head up. Like to just blend her together there from nose to tail a touch better. Got a young man's baldy heifer, a little stiffer in her structure, got some muscle shape to her. And then we got a red heifer here. Got a little length, they just need a little more quality to her to move her up in terms of show ring eye appeal. But a lot of good. Let's give them all a nice round of applause.
Cody, thank you so much. Our results for Class 4 are as follows. In 7th place, entry number 1581, Emilia Malask, Frisco Heritage FFA. And in 6th place, entry 2147, Christopher Sunicki, Martinsville FFA. 5th place is entry number 1024, Isabel Holloway, Natchez FFA. And in 4th place is entry 1178, Kayla Kimbrough, Trinity FFA. 3rd place is entry number 1606, Dakota Norman, Montgomery FFA. 2nd place is entry number 863, Tyler Gross, Snook FFA. And in 1st place, entry number 803, Tegan Globe, Brazoria County 4-H. Congratulations, exhibitors. Coming in the ring now will be our champion and reserve champion heifer calf drive.
Junior's 6th place.
Nice job.
Well, really nice way to start a Red Angus show. And truthfully, when they come in, I thought this dark red female would dominate the class, and maybe for some she still does. But I'll describe kind of what happened here in my mind throughout the class. And that is, I found one that I think is tucked together better in her shoulder. She's more natural up front and more comfortable. Yeah, I'm going to give up some frame size sensibility. I'm going to give up some forerib and depth of body and muscle shape. But I'm getting an elite long-bodied one, an elite long-necked one, an elite one that in terms of angulation of shoulder and how she carries her top line back out through her hip and her tail head, I just think she comes together better. It is easier to project long-term. This female here, when she learns how to show, things will get better. That's the big-bodied one, big-topped and big-ended one for sure. But with that, she just wants to get open about her shoulder. She wants to turn out up front. And at times, she handles it fairly decent, moving around. the ring. In fact, off the rear tube, no problem. That works together pretty well. I just don't know if we can accept the boldness up front to get the amazing back 2/3 of her skeleton value that she brings. But a good female for sure. The third heifer fits these heifers incredibly well. Her top line is good, her depth of body is good at this point in time, and her show career just a little more rigid on her hock and down into her pastern. She too is a little wider up front, but every other aspect of that one's skeleton and look and balance is quite appropriate. The one that comes out here behind, we get a little shorter body, highly shown and highly presented, good looking one for sure. She just wants to get a little high on her top. He does a good job of trying to get that out of her. Just need to settle her down in her spine to be able to get her any higher. Big shape here in this one in terms of true muscle mass, and I'd say that in a positive way. A female that's got that much true muscle hanging on her skeleton. With that, we get some roundness in terms of hip, roundness in terms of shoulder, but she gets out and moves fine. And again, we're going to appreciate the muscle mass that she's got. The one that's right behind her is a little flatter made than the one that's right ahead of her. And if you like the fact that maybe she's a little more angular and she's a little more feminine in her muscle shape, I get that. But what I get in this particular female is just a little straighter shoulder. If we could take the top of that shoulder, shove it back into her spine and give her the angle, set her knee back in, I think we'd be in a happier place with her. But good female for sure. Long-bodied, a really extended one here in this young lady's female that comes out here. Perhaps go ahead and move these out. Perhaps in my mind, just not quite. Thank you. It's not quite where she needs to be from a structure perspective off of her front end, but that's a good female. Perhaps as good as the two that are right ahead of her. I think that's a close decision there. Next females that come out, the one that's leaving the ring, angular for sure. She wants to get outside of her structure when she gets out and moves on both ends. I like the top side of her in terms of just good amount of shape and good amount of length inside. The rest of these females, as they come out here, I love this breed for a lot of reasons, and these heifer calves are showing that in terms of the fact that they've got some punch to them. These are heifer calves that are staying fresh. They look like they're this age from a maturity perspective, but yet they've got true punch as far as just muscle mass, width through the center portion of their skeleton. Maybe we're a little challenged at times in terms of getting them to get out and move like we need them to, but their good parts are really good. Let's give your first class of Red Angus exhibitors a round of applause.
Well, really fancy dimension over here, and a set of females one into the other. Exhibit that quality before all done.
This is what you call cattle crossing. Junior's happy with that. He hasn't been shown for very long. He just started it here last year. And I don't know how many times he's shown, probably 4 times maybe. I'm not quite sure. But he come in 6th out of 15 head, 16 head, 18 head, something like that. So he can't complain too much about that. But I'm sure they always want better. You know, they're always wanting better. So anyway, let me see here. I'll just walk all the way back to the stall, get an opinion from Paul, see what he thinks, and Junior, and then we'll be cutting this off. And this will be the end for the day. Okay, I'm wore out. Been walking all over the place. I'm tired, and I think I've done enough for the day. I'm gonna go back home. I'm gonna go back home tomorrow and probably edit these videos down so they won't be near so long. Edit them down to a much shorter viewing. We'll see how that all works. I've never done that before, so anyway, so good enough on that. Anyways, Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, and it has been impressed. How many people are here, how big this is. I knew it was going to be big, I just didn't know it was going to be that big. I'm not going to say it, it's just group after group after group. It is cattle and people everywhere.
Last call for entry 1574. Riley Murphy, your class is walking into the arena. Once that class is in the arena, we will close the gate. Additionally, I need class 7 Renegas, I need you to staging, please.
Getting ready to go show hers. This was Paul's friend. We're getting ready to go show this one. Good luck. Alright, so what'd you do?
I got 6 plates.
6? You good or bad, or what do you think?
It's okay.
Okay, how many were in there? About 15, 20?
15.
15? Alright. So how many times have you shown now?
This is my second major show.
Where's your first major show? Fort Worth?
Fort Worth.
Okay. You do a lot of county shows? All together, how many times have you been in the ring?
I don't know how many jackpots we done. I'll say 6.
6 times you've been showed? Okay. There you go. And there she is. Get her all tied up. Well, anyway. Alright, folks. That's it. That's it for me. Just stick a fork in me, I'm done. But, stick a fork in me, I'm done. There's the rope. That's some air roping. That's some air roping. So, there he is. Oh, how do you think he did it? Okay, didn't win, but then Paul seems to be happy, but he's got another cattle show, so he's going to keep on busy. Well, he doesn't, but his friend does, and they're going to go help him. Anyway, I'll let you go. I'll see you back home sometime or another, maybe Monday or Tuesday or something like that. I'll be back and I'll do a video at the shop. So anyway, there you go. Like I said, busy man. Busy man. Good man, too. Good fun. Anyway, y'all be good. Take care. Bye-bye. All right. Stock Show and Rodeo. Houston Stock Show and Rodeo.